welcome to ERi-TV English News Broadcast. It's exactly 10:30 p.m. Asmara time now, and we're ready for our domestic and international news for Friday, the 11th of April. Reporting live from our headquarters in Asmara and inviting you to stay with us is Heaven Johannes, your news anchor for this session. Let's begin with the major headlines. National Cultural Heritage Workshop opens in the port city of Asab. Ambassador Fusahatian Petros holds talks with Swedish officials. Russia and India to collaborate on 6 new strategic projects. And Spanish Prime Minister calls for more balanced relationship between EU and China. In our domestic news, the National Cultural Heritage Workshop held under the theme Our Cultural Growth, the Candle of Our Development commenced today at Blen Koma Hall in Asab. The opening ceremony, graced by traditional cultural show, was attended by Ambassador Zemede Tekhla, Commissioner of Culture and Sports, Brigadier General Abraham Andom, Commander of the Eastern Command, and Sultan Abdulqadir Daud of Rahaita. Ambassador Mohammed Said Mantai, Governor of the Southern Red Sea region, noted that a civilized national culture is the cornerstone of a developed economy and a stable political system. He called for stronger efforts to preserve and promote Eritrea's rich cultural values. Ms. Hawa Mohammed, Director General of the Culture and Sports Department in the region, underlined the importance of holding the workshop in the Southern Red Sea region and its potential contribution to cultural preservation. She also expressed appreciation to the stakeholders who played a role in making the event a success. Dr. Agai Medin, head of the Archaeological Heritage Research Branch at the Commission of Culture and Sports, stated that the workshop is part of the Commission's broader initiatives to promote the conservation of cultural heritage nationwide. The workshop, which will run until April 13th, will feature 13 research papers covering tangible and intangible cultural heritage, museum development and studies on the cultural legacy of the Southern Red Sea region, including the history of the port city of Asab. A cultural tour is also planned as a part of the event. In another news, Eritrean ambassador to the Republic of Italy and non-resident ambassador to the Kingdom of Sweden, Mr. Fusahatian Petros, held talks with various Swedish officials from April 3 to 10 in Stockholm. During the meetings, Ambassador Fusahatian discussed bilateral relations as well as regional and international issues of mutual interest with Ms. Maria Malmer Stengard, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Michael Dindval, Director General of Global Affairs, and Ms. Sofia Ostmark, Head of the Department of Refugees. It is to be recalled that Ambassador Fusahatian had delivered a seminar to leaders of Eritrean community organizations from Scandinavian countries, focusing on recent developments in Eritrea, as well as regional and global issues and their implications. Face and jaw surgeries are being conducted at Eritrea National Referral Hospital from April 6 to 12 in a collaborative effort between Eritrean specialists and the US-based medical team Surgeons for Smiles. According to the hospital's administration, 10 surgeries are being performed daily, with 50 patients having undergone various surgeries so far. Dr. Edward Zebovitz, head of the visiting team from Surgeons for Smiles, noted that this initiative is part of an ongoing partnership that began in 2007. Since then, the team has been visiting Eritrea twice a year to conduct similar surgeries and provide trainings. In addition to performing surgeries, the team is also involved in sharing expertise and training Eritrean medical professionals. Dr. Edward emphasized that future efforts will include more intensive training programs. Eritrean physicians involved in the surgeries and training sessions stated that the experience is enhancing their knowledge and skills while also exposing them to new technologies and modern practices in the field. Dr. Linus Gebrhiwet, a specialist in dental, facial and jaw surgery, explained that the long-term goal of the collaboration is to empower young Eritrean doctors to perform such complex surgeries independently by learning from the expertise of Surgeons for Smiles. This wraps up our domestic news for this session. Dear viewers, we'll be back with the international news after the short break. Welcome back. The Indian and Russian governments have reached an agreement to collaborate on 6 new strategic projects with an aim to strengthen their bilateral investment cooperation, according to a statement released by the Indian Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Although the specific sectors and details of the projects were not stated, India and Russia reaffirmed their dedication to enhancing economic relations and expanding cooperation across a range of industries, the statement added. The agreement was made during a meeting of the India-Russia Working Group on Priority Investment Projects, which falls under the India-Russia Intergovernmental Commission on Trade, Economic, Scientific, Technological and Cultural Cooperation. The projects have been announced against the backdrop of the global tariff war being waged by U.S. President Donald Trump, which has increased complexities in international trade. Last month, at a high-level conference in Moscow, India and Russia explored new ways to deepen their strategic partnership. Russia and India have set a target of increasing bilateral trade to $100 billion in the next 5 years, as agreed by Russian President Vladimir Putin and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Moscow in July 2024. Historically, areas such as energy, defense and civil nuclear cooperation have been the focus of engagements with Russia, but now new areas are being explored, such as trade, technology, agriculture, pharmaceuticals, connectivity and the regional economy, Indian Foreign Minister has stated. In our final report, Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez, after a meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping in Beijing, stated that Spain favors a more balanced relationship between the European Union and China, based on negotiations to resolve differences and cooperation in areas of common interest. Prime Minister Sanchez's visit aims to forge closer economic and political ties with China amid the global fallout of U.S. President Donald Trump's tariff policy, seeking to position Spain as an interlocutor between China and the European Union and attract Chinese investment. At the start of their meeting, Sanchez said that Spain now saw China as a partner to the EU officially. The bloc described China as a partner for cooperation, an economic competitor and a systemic rival in its 2019 strategy. Prime Minister Sanchez affirmed his readiness to work on issues of common interest, promoting trade and investment in a balanced way to benefit the development of their countries from respective visions and foster closer ties between their societies. Chinese President Xi Jinping underlined that this was Sanchez's 3rd visit in as many years to the country, adding that strengthening bilateral relations in the current global context promoted peace, stability and prosperity. With this, we conclude our news for this session, dear viewers, and now a quick recap of the major headlines. National Cultural Heritage Workshop opens in the port city of Asab. Ambassador Fishatyan Petros hold talks with Swedish officials. Russia and India to collaborate on 6 new strategic projects. And Spanish Prime Minister calls for more balanced relationship between EU and China. This was The World on Friday with ERi-TV English News Broadcast. Dear viewers, thank you for joining. It's officially a goodbye from us.